Mike Ezell is the Republican representing Mississippi's 4th Congressional District and one of nearly 80 new House members of the 118th Congress. He told C-SPAN about his political philosophy and mentors and what he was doing before running for Congress.
I was the sheriff of my county in Jackson County in South Mississippi. Served 3 terms as the sheriff. Before that, I was a police officer. I spent 42 years total in police service. So that was my life. That's what I've done my entire life.
What do you think it's taught you, or what do you bring to Congress from that experience?
Well, I bring a understanding of people, and I've dealt with people my entire life, everybody. And when I was elected sheriff back several years ago, one of the things that I told everybody was, look, you may not have voted for me or supported me, but I'm still going to be your sheriff. And if you need something, we're going to respond to your needs. So I bring a lot of public service with me to this office of Congress, and I look to use my experience as a law enforcement officer. And being a sheriff is a little different from being a street officer. You have to learn to deal with various members of the community. And there's a lot of things that go with being the sheriff, so I'll bring that with me.
Why did you decide then to run for federal office?
Yeah. Well, I had been a law enforcement officer my entire life. I had some concerns about what was going on in our country. We see so many things going on. We have so many different areas that I feel very concerned about. Public safety, of course, is a big thing in my life that I want to be a part of. What can we do to improve our public safety? What can I do as a congressman to help the people in my district and this country? I said, there's just so many things going on that people are concerned about. Our education process, we need to look at all things that would make life better for the average American.
Why are you a Republican?
Well, I grew up listening to some of the old Republicans, and I believe in smaller government. I believe in less taxes. I believe in more accountability. I believe the Republican Party believes that, and that's my life of public service and saving money for the taxpayer, which I did when I was sheriff. Very proud of that. So I believe in conservatism and putting the American people first.
Who are your political mentors?
Well, I would say on a national level, of course, Ronald Reagan was somebody that as a young man, and that was the first president I voted for. And listening to Reagan and his policies, I've learned to understand a little more about what's going on just through some of the things that Reagan did. I liked George Bush 1. I thought he was a good president. I thought he had an even keel for the country. I really thought a lot of him. So those 2 guys, I guess you'd say, would be some of my big, on the national stage, mentors. And we've had some great governors in Mississippi over the years. Haley Barbour was somebody that I looked up to way back in the day. And even some of the old folks that had been around for a long time, each one of them seemed to have a little bit of influence on us. So there's a lot of folks that you can look to over the years.
Have you had any advice from anyone for being a member of Congress that you're
Yes.
using?
Yeah, I've had more advice than I've ever had in my life. On a daily basis, I get messages, calls, why are you doing this? Why didn't you do that? You need to do this. And it's like you try to go through all that stuff to figure out what is best for the whole district, not just for a small select group. There's 750,000 people in our district, and a lot of them have an opinion about what I ought to be doing. And I try to listen to as many as I can, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for the people.
What committees will you serve on?
I'm going to be on the transportation and infrastructure, which we're very proud of that. Also Homeland Security, which is my background as a law enforcement officer. Very excited to be here. Just being in Washington has just been it's exciting to me and very humbling. I've been very humbled by all this, and I want to try to use that experience going forward on my committee assignments.